Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? So, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'd be like, man. I guess it's like me just kind of trying to take everything in and it just hits me. I'm just like, man. But if you recall, probably right before we went on our little break, our little hiatus, we had spoke about Texas being back on their bullshit, voter suppression, how they were closing down voting polls. There was an estimate of 750 at least since the 2012 elections, and they were predominantly happening within black and brown communities. So I have another story about Texas and about voting, a little bit different, but still to a degree about voter suppression and about the way that we handle voting in this country. So if you've been paying attention in the news, which I hope you haven't because it's been dreadful, it's been horrible, and well, just don't subject yourself to that. But nah, in all honesty, if you've been watching, you've maybe heard the name Crystal Mason. She rose to fame notoriously and not in the best of ways in 2016 when she illegally, unknowingly voted in the 2016 election. She had been released from prison, and she thought that since she was no longer a prisoner, then she was able to vote. But here is the confusing part. Because it says that you actually have to finish your whole sentence, meaning if you are on parole or if you have any other type of arrangement, until that is commuted or until that is completed, until it is done with, you are technically still a warden of the state or you still technically belong to the state. You basically don't have the right to vote. She did not know that and she didn't quite comprehend that at the time of voting. And that was also verified by the person who was doing the moderating or the proctoring or whatever it is. Whenever you go to vote, the person that oversees everything, he said that yes, she did sign it, and yes, that was on there, but I don't believe she truly understood it. And he said that basically to save himself because he couldn't commit perjury, but at the same time, he didn't want to throw her under the bus. I respect that. And the problem is, the court said that even though she didn't intentionally do it and though she didn't intentionally know, the fact that she was privy to the knowledge that she could not be eligible to vote made it to where she knew, made it criminal. And that's a big, big issue because that kind of confusion is what is an issue with provisional ballots. So provisional ballots created in 2002 are sent out when you're not sure about your eligibility, but you still want to be able to vote. But based off of the way that the laws are set up, you're making yourself a victim of criminality if you aren't eligible because you're not sure at this point, right? So it just kind of makes it useless. How useless? Okay. So in 2016, in her county alone, there were 4,500 provisional ballots that were sent out. 3,990 of the ballots were rejected. Yes, at least 88% of all provisional ballots within that county since 2014 have been rejected. So they're not even getting counted. And that is what begs the biggest issue. If her vote did not count, did she technically illegally vote? Well, that is what her lawyers are using as the defense. They're trying to claim that since her vote did not count, she could not have technically voted. But that's not what the laws are saying, and that's where the tricky part comes in. So, they are attempting a full appeals court, and if that is unsuccessful, they will attempt to go to the Texas Court of Criminal, which is the highest criminal court in the state of Texas. If it is not overturned, then they will attempt to appeal the United States Supreme Court and get that on the docket. And I really wish it didn't have to go to that. Oh, man, like, this is crazy. And look, I don't want y'all to feel like this is like an indictment on Texas, man. I ain't got nothing against Texas, man. Y'all got like beautiful cities and beautiful women, like great barbecue. You did give us three bushes. You do have a over aggressive death penalty and the Texas Longhorns. Yeah, I'm still mad about that 2009 Nebraska. You cheated us. Yeah, y'all remember Colt McCoy? He threw it out of bounds, man. There was not a second. My bad. I'm getting off topic. Look, the thing is, man, we really, really need to figure out a way to look into voting rights for felons because they continuously get ignored. And once people get out of being a prisoner and they're no longer, serving a sentence, they need to be able to know if they can or can't vote. They need to know if their vote matters, if their voice counts. And that's why we have to look into these types of reforms. So if you see any petitions with the name of Crystal Mason going around, please sign them. Please bring attention and awareness to the situation because we do not need her to go to prison for something as stupid as trying to fulfill her own civic duty. Come on.